My name is Lawrence Ray, also known as LRW3, and you're officially listening to the Talk to Me Nice podcast.
All I know is shooting. You come to events to feel important. Get your life together properly. I just bought a $200,000 house. Nigga, battle me with property.
Our spotlight performer today is Mr. Prim3tim. Prim3tim is an up-and-coming battler who has been making a run through all of Georgia. It was only right that we sit down and discuss a number of different topics with him. Without further ado, Prim3tim, talk to me nice. LRW3, man. Welcome to the new, revamped Talk to Me Nice podcast. We're still kind of getting all the equipment in. We don't officially start filming until Wednesday. We're going to be doing the dry run with a virtual interview with my man Prim3tim. He just came off of a dope battle yesterday. He's been on a crazy run, so it's only right that we tap in with him and get this interview done. Anybody who's looking to get interviewed, tap in with me, man. If you're doing something positive, I definitely want to talk to you, man. Come talk to me nice. LRW3. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into this interview with my man Prim3tim.
Sir.
All right. For the 15th time, it feels like, man, we had to change locations, but I think we finally got it going. Talk to Me Nice podcast, LRW3. This is why we do dry runs, man. Studio just wasn't ready, man. So hopefully when we go live with that, we'll have everything in place. But definitely a very special guest I got with me right now. He's introduced himself already 5 times, but let's go ahead and get you to do it one more time for us, man.
You already know it's prime time. If you didn't know, in that order, it's the slogan. Is what it's hitting for, man. How we doing?
That's a fact. I always appreciate your time, man. I know you're a busy man. Just like we had it in the man cave before in the background, we still got his battles playing. Definitely something to check out. Let's just jump right into it, man. For the people who don't know you, man, let them know about yourself. Let's get some background information on you.
Oh man, it's definitely prime time, man. I started off in Boytown, tryouts against the Celebrity God. Shout out to Celebrity God. Other than that, I just took off, man. I jumped in the tournament, replaced Travis because he dropped out of the tournament. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's that about, but battle Chase, man. Salute the Chase, and then after that, I've been a YouTube sensation after that.
When I plug you in, give you the soul circle. You tell yourself, but the streets don't love you. I'm here to get a soul purpose. I told you, old fit. I told you, old fit. You disrespecting my grace. You got everybody fooled. Talking about you bark loud. I'm here to put a dog down. Too many neighbor complaints. I'm trying to send you.
All the way through.
No, that's definitely a fact, man. You've been going viral all over the place lately, man. For the people, man, like I said, we're gonna run it back through at the end, but just for the people who maybe can't watch the whole video or things like that, let them know right now. Where can they find you on social media, man?
Oh man, Prim3tim Grant. That's PRIM3 ETIME Grant. That's Facebook. Instagram is Prim3tim, Twitter, and everything else. But the Prim3tim on Instagram and Twitter is PRIM3TIM5.
Gotcha.
You gotta follow me.
Gotcha, man. I know he's gonna try to be modest, man. I'm not gonna be modest for him. Like I always say, man, one of one of my favorite battle rappers up and coming, man. Just my personal experience. I think the first time I saw you was my cousin was on that same card down in, was it Savannah? Maybe it was a Seaport.
Yeah, about to tune out.
Yeah, and you did your thing there. And then I seen you against Party. Of course, that was my first battle. And you came right after me. You did your thing there, and ever since then, man, you've been on a run, man. Nobody can dispute that. Definitely been solidifying your spot, man. So let's just jump into a couple of questions, man, so people can get to know you and hopefully want to check you out. Definitely. So let's start from the beginning, man. What made you want to even battle rap? What got you there? Were you into music first and then jumped into battle rap, or did you automatically just come to battle rap?
Oh man. Music, I fell in love with music. I can't sleep, can't think. I gotta have music. So it was always in my blood for real. But what really got me the battle rapping was Reed Dollars, man. Like the aggression, like everybody knows the URL, that phase. But before that phase, it was YouTube and everybody knew Reed Dollars. So if y'all didn't know Reed Dollar was, I don't know what kind of earth, what were you under a rock? I don't know what it is, but it's just that aggression and that compassion and that love for the game he had. It just made me want to do that ever since.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, who would be, if you had to choose, who would be just your favorite musician in general? And then who would be, it sounds like, I don't know if Reed's maybe your favorite battler. Who would be, would you consider like your favorite battler?
Oh man, like to be honest, you know, everybody, my favorite artist would be Lil Wayne. You feel me? Of
That's a
course.
good answer. Never a bad
I mean,
answer.
of course, you know, so I'm talking about the old Wayne, not that new Wayne. I'm talking about that old Wayne. And if we're gonna do battle rapping, to be really honest with you, it would be Bangs, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Bangs because he's unorthodox. He like me. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to compare nobody's style that I can't articulate or really be under their umbrella. So yeah, you got the Turks and the K Shines and the T Rexes and the Low Deluxes, but that's not my lane. The Low Deluxe is not my lane.
that's a fact.
But the unorthodox like the Jack Boy Mains, the Bangs, you know what I mean? Those guys, like the Luke Castros, those guys I look up to and I try to mimic because my style comes out of nowhere. It's like it's
That's a fact.
unorthodox.
That's a fact. And Lil Wayne, like I said, Lil Wayne's never a bad answer. As somebody who stayed out of New Orleans down the street from Holly Grove, that's never a bad answer, man. When I hear that, let's go to the beginning of your battles. Then your first battle was, who was your first battle?
Celebrity God.
Celebrity God. Talk to me about that first battle. How did that battle go, man? Were you nervous before you started rapping? Was he like what was going on there? And like just walk us through that whole process of your first battle.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I was definitely nervous. My first time, nobody knew who I was. People walking past me like I was just a regular gas pan to just see the battles. And I was really trying to get on myself to make my name a household name. So like, okay, you don't know me when I come in here, but you gonna know me when I leave up out of here.
That's a
And
fact.
and when I went up there, I told Clone, man, shout out to Clone, shout out to everybody in What Town, shout out to What Town Battle Beat. But I told him I definitely wanted to go first. I don't want no coin toss. And if the next time you got a brief intermission, put me next because I wasn't even on the card with me.
Mm,
If you look at the really card, me and Celebrity Guy weren't even on the card. It was like a add on, like a filler. So I was a quote unquote filler at the time. So I guess I
that's
ain't a filler no more.
that's
I seen him in the view, gun out. Bitch, you lucky in the round two, nigga.
a run. My man went from a filler to main events, main eventing and things like that. That's what you call a run. We already kind of talked about your style. You kind of went into it unorthodox and like we just brought up, man. You went from a filler, like we ain't even putting him on the event flyer to main event, people coming out to see you. You've been on a run all over the state. Like I said, I see you in Savannah. You were just in Atlanta yesterday. You on Wartown battles. You're all over the state. What all leagues are you touching or are you planning to touch sometime soon?
Man, I definitely want to touch everything in Georgia before I reach out to a New York or a Jersey or Louisiana or Carolina. Because if you can't sell tickets in your own state that you're living in currently, you don't need to go nowhere else. So,
That's a
so
fact.
I'm trying to bless up everything, man. I just hit the trap last night, like you said. So now I blessed that for the first time. And now I feel like I conquered GA. So now it's time for me to branch out.
That's a fact. All right, let's get into it, man. You know I support you. We got to get into some questions, man, and let's get into this though. All right, let's start pretty easy, man. What's your clearest win out of all your battles? Let's just throw it out there.
My clearest win, definitely Celebrity God.
Celebrity God.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I seen that. It's been a second since I peeped that, but yeah, I think that one was pretty. Celebrity God, that's that battle. I don't want to misquote or speak ill on nobody's name. He said something questionable in that battle. It was a little suspect if I remember correctly. Was that the battle that you win when somebody said a little something? A little
That's a fact. I
a
don't
little
want to.
pause for. That's what I remember. Not to
I
speak
don't
down
want
on
to
the
quote
shouts
that.
to him, but I remembered that. It stuck with me and not in a good way. Um, but shouts to him as
Oh
far as
man.
that. So, all right, the celebrity got us our clearest win. It wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. What's your clearest loss? What's your
My
clearest debatable?
my clearest loss, to be honest with you, I'm gonna have to go with King Dre, man. I'm gonna have to go.
Ah,
I'm gonna have to go with Dre. People saying it's 2-1 either way, but to be real though, that was the toughest fight I had in my arsenal so far.
Yeah. I was in the building for that Dre battle. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. It wouldn't be me if I'm a. We can't always talk to you nice in the room.
Mm,
In the room, it felt dark. I'm gonna be honest. The replay, I might be. If people saying 2-1, I get everybody is entitled to their opinion on the replay. I do have you 2-1, which is why I'm surprised you said that that is your clearest loss because I do believe it is a debatable. It wasn't debatable in the room, but when you play it back, and there's some other factors also that play into it as well. There was some time. We're gonna keep time. We're gonna keep it 100. It was a time difference as well. Um,
talk
I, I,
about it.
I'm definitely not one to judge time, but then again, I'm also not one who tries to debate wins. I never will say because I OD on time, I'll never argue a win over somebody because it's kind of like you got a battery in your back. So that's respect, definitely. No, but don't get it messed up. King Dre was wilding all three. You were wilding. That's what you say would be your clearest loss. Do you consider that to be your only loss that you've ever taken as far as that goes, or just the clearest one?
I definitely feel like that's my stain on my career right there. If we gonna do that, because at the same time, I don't want to be so cocky and say I never lost. But like you said, on camera, it everybody you can look me up. It really looks different on this film on
Yeah,
camera.
yeah,
But if
you're definitely a battler that you always got to wait for the footage to drop because it always is always going to look a little different. Yeah, because that King Dre, I'm surprised you said that one. That was a good battle. I know you said that's a stain. That's one of those battles. Even if you want to say it's a loss, that's not a bad loss. First off, King Dre is on a run right now,
definitely,
so
definitely,
that's not a bad loss. And it's yeah, he hit you in the mouth, but he didn't like take you out. You came right back, and my thing is always progression. You ended up moving on to something better after. So even in a loss, I think it still can be a win there. So I wouldn't consider that a stain, even if you felt like you lost that one.
mm,
Now in like I said, we're gonna have honesty hour because we're gonna hype you up, but we also gonna make sure everybody sees both sides of it. That's how they get to love you, man.
that's
What's
a fact.
what's your hardest line you ever said to somebody?
It definitely got to be the Dragon Ball Z line.
That
It
Dragon
had to.
that
It had to
Dragon
be
Ball
the
Z
Dragon.
line was crazy. Like that was one of those. And it's crazy because it was in that King Dre battle. King Dre was wilding, and that was one of those that kept you right back in it. Every time in that battle, it felt like, oh, he pulling away. You had one of those that just said, nah, you're not getting rid of me like that. So that was definitely one. And it came at the right time. Time is important as well. So that's why I do feel like that battle is debatable. If people edge it to Dre, I had Dre winning in the building, but once on the cam, I felt differently. But I would never argue with somebody, had it going his way because that's one of those. Now that's the hardest line you said against somebody. Off your memory, what's the hardest line somebody ever said to you?
Mm, hardest line somebody said. That's a great question. That's a great question. It was a lot, man. I'm gonna have to go with that Dre battle. That Dre
I
battle
knew
was
you was
just
about to say that. Well,
I'm gonna
I we
have to go with that Dre battle. I'm gonna have to go with that. I like the Grant line he did with the college with the Grant. I make it peel Grant. I like that. I like the yeah, some else. He had the
I
flash foods. He had the X sign, the flash foods thing. That was
he had
fire.
one simple but effective line on you. It was like that Trey 5 at. I remember that one. That was hard. That was
Yeah, I
hard.
noticed that. I noticed that. Yeah.
I wouldn't be me if I ain't say that line was hard. But that go
That was
back
That
that
was
go back to not to stay too much on King Dre, but that go back to, man, that's not a stain, bro. That's a classic right there. If we being 100, if you keep thinking these lines that were dropped in that battle, that's not a stain, regardless. But that's dope that you showed him love and you said that because the thing with battle rappers, man, sometimes that ego come through too much that people just can't admit, man, when somebody might have got them. So the fact I'm glad you went ahead and said you took a loss because I was going to have to question you on that. If a couple of battlers, usually they'd be like, I'm undefeated. And you'd be like, bro, I didn't seen you lose before. You don't talk to me like I haven't. So
that's a
that's dope,
fact.
man.
That's a fact.
That's dope that you just keep it real. That's something. That's a reason why everybody should check you out because of that.
That's a
Now,
fact.
what would be your dream battle? If you could pick anybody, it could be lined up. Where would your dream battle? Who would it be?
We talking about local rappers, or we talking about top tiers? What we doing?
Well, matter of fact, I mean, I was just talking about just period, but since you broke it down, yeah, let's get the local battle and let's get the period.
Oh man, my local battle is it gotta be J2.
J2. Okay,
Gotta be J2.
why J2 out of all people?
Gotta be J2. Me and J2, we already locked in. We already had a little bet outside it with me and the Jimbo battle, and it's still up in the works. And every time I see him, it's always love and support it. I support his movement, support his brand. Shout out to that boy, you know what I mean? And it's just gonna be a different battle, you know what I mean? Because at the same time, it's not me battling Ray, it's me battling somebody that's openly with his sexuality. So it's gonna make me push my pen and try to talk about something else other than what everybody else talking about.
Yeah, that's a
So
fact.
yeah,
Shout out to him for especially in this type of culture, man. That just shows a man who's confident within himself, man, to even to come out like that. Cause as far as battle rap, man, that's you know when you say that there's angles coming, everybody's gonna say something. So for you to be open and the fact you still out here, even when they got that in their back pocket, they can't get you out of here. That just speaks to your talent. So I think
that
that would,
speak volume.
yeah, I think that would be a dope battle, man. That's something that definitely should happen soon. As far as the dream battle, top tiers, who would you want to line up with?
Man. Definitely K Shine, man. I
That boy,
definitely
that's
want
a
K
dog,
Shine,
boy. That's
man.
like going in the backyard with a pit bull. You that
Definitely.
that would
Definitely.
be the I could just
So,
when you just said Kayshawn name, first thing came to me was just that's an energy battle right there.
mhm.
There's gonna be a lot of yelling. You're gonna feel like somebody about to fight, but that's gonna be one of those in the backyard if that was to ever happen. That would definitely be there.
Definitely be
Um, Next question. As far as prepping for a battle, what's your formula, man? When they hit you with a name, do you do the same thing every time, or is it based on a per person?
definitely, man. I just lock in, man. I just cut everything off, man. Just lock in a dog room and try to flip something and say something that nobody ain't really saying. Everybody's sounding the same nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to really stretch it, say some potent stuff, and then just keep it pushing. So at the same time, it's like it takes me, bro, probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks to really to get an angle. When I get an angle, just everything comes to me. Then it's crazy.
No, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, let's talk about this. And I don't want you to say too much to this next question because it's one of those. If you say too much, your next battle, I guarantee somebody gonna try to do it to you. But
Mm,
what do you believe is too far in battle rap? As far as you believe, hey, don't touch me too much, a certain angle that hits past a certain point. What would, in your opinion, if somebody came in a battle and said this or did this to prime time, that battle is over right there.
I mean, just like you said, like battle rap is battle rap. So as long as we keep it on the floor, we keep it on the floor. But I'm just saying, if you just like reaching like a bump, but you overly bumping me, like, nah, man, like, nah, we're not doing that because we are a man before anything,
That's a
before
fact.
battle rap, before for anything, before the light, before the cameras, for the ticket, for the drinks, for anything. So I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna respect your space, but I'm still gonna be prime. But I'm not gonna overdo that because if I'm gonna overdo that, what we doing it for? We might as well
Yeah,
going in the backyard and gonna hit one thing.
that's a fact. Yeah, I believe in the three bump rule, man. Like, hey, you got three, bro. Like, however you choose, if you want to do three in a row, as long as it ain't flagrant. Now, don't. And I'm big on, hey, if you touch me, we not extend. Don't extend your arm when you push. Anything like that, it's just past a certain level. But I'm big on two. Hey, if it sells your bar, then get that off. But when I do it back to you, and you act like that's the issue, now that's where the problems begin. Because I'm never one who touches first. But once you open that door, as long as you keep the same energy, if I want to touch you back, then we good. But the minute you say something to me when I ain't say something to you, yeah, that's when that battle's probably over. Um,
Mm,
Now let me ask you this. This isn't truly related to you at all. It's just something because I know you've been on a lot of cards, you've seen a lot of battles. In your experience, what's a telltale sign that a rapper is losing that battle?
facial, definitely face expressions, man. Definitely face expression and moving and talking through a rounds and trying to justify a statement. Like if it don't, my mom used to tell me, bro, if it don't apply, let it fly.
That's a
So
fact.
if it's bothering you too much and you want to talk about it, you want to justify the situation. I won't dare. I won't this. They won't me. I'm not that guy. Da 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 da. It's emotional. So that's definitely gives some points to the other team. To
That's a
me.
fact. In my opinion, with that question, the automatic sign somebody is losing. If he look back at his man's and he do that smile, you know that little smile with the little head shake. At that point, he embarrassed. He looking for comfort at that point. Never turn around and look at your man while you getting cooked. Don't
Solid.
do that. That's the ultimate sign. We all can see what's going on at that point. Um, like I said, I seen you. I probably think about less than I'm not. I forgot when that Seaport battle was, but going on about a year, man. That I've seen your run from starting that. I know you were battling before then, but me seeing you at Seaport, then you battled in front of Jazz the Rapper. Your next battle, you're gonna be in front of Tay Rock. You just one of the fastest rises, man, that we're seeing, man. Where do you consider your ceiling to be at the way that you're just coming up through the ranks?
Oh man, I feel like I don't got no ceiling. I feel like Lil Wayne. But I feel like the sky's the limit to me, man, because now it's like I have full control of my career. You know what I'm saying? At one point it was somebody called me, I have to take it. I wanted to take it because I wanted to be notarized and get notarized. You feel what I'm saying? So now that I got that, and now that people went from a local to a global name now, being so now I can take battles and I can turn down battles. Like
Ratchet. I done brought the Mac in, big butt, need your jawbone. Cracked in, wrong move, that was immature. I'm talking back then, but you thought I brought the kid to play? I'm past that. You too worried about being a party boy. Blade dunking. I'm leaning to a class act. All sucks. All sucks. We go. All sucks. I got the party hype. Only Prime is able, but loud. Party down. I told you stop hitting the table. You remember?
it gotta make sense to me now.
That's a
Man,
fact.
it's like, you know what I mean?
That's a
If
fact.
it makes sense, I'm there. If it
That's a
don't,
fact. That's like what I always say, man. You want to be seen or you want to make an impact? Because I can see you every day and I remember you, but
that's a fact.
I can see you once every now and then and be like, yo, I know what he do when he pop out. So yeah, that's definitely being seen isn't always the best move. Sometimes it's okay to say no. And honestly, people don't realize, man, you say no. When people know you for saying no, when you say yes, that means something. It's like, well, he don't say yes for everybody. So he must really be coming this time. So yeah, sometimes less is more when we start talking about that. And that's good advice. Speaking on just to keep that going, other than of course, picking and choosing your spots. What advice would you give a battler just starting and he want to follow your path or he want to get your rise the same way you do? What would you tell him to do? Just fresh out the gate.
I mean, fresh out the gate, man, do whatever to support your brand and get your name out there, man. But you have to cook. You have to when you take in battles, you have to cook. You have to make somebody talk about you. You don't want to have to share your battles because at the same time, the more people that share your stuff, interested in you, they're called fans. But once you get to that point, don't forget about who put you on. But still have a professionalism about yourself because at the same time, like you said, bro, you can battle 100 times, but if you don't battle a no namer or somebody that's gonna build your stock up, then what you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Because I seen that all the time with somebody that can battle 30 times and watch them 30 guys, but then they go against a Ray or a Prime or a King or a Kid or a Dub and get washed. So then it's like all these 30, 40 battles don't mean nothing if you can't stand in front of something that's gonna put blood in your mouth. That's what I want. I want everybody that wanna put blood in my mouth. That's what I want. That's how you gonna get better. That's just me.
Gotcha. All right, a great answer. Now let's get into something. And this is a little controversial, man, because I had peeped some things as well. I'm gonna go in and preference that before I ask this question. Battle cruise. First off, are you bar heavy or not? I've seen it. We gotta ask that, man. Are you bar heavy, man?
Definitely.
Okay, man. I done seen a couple of things. So I just want to make sure. But as far as battle crews go, man, what's your opinion on them? What's the benefit of like joining a battle crew just for rap purposes?
I mean, to me, a battle crew can help you. You know what I'm saying? but it also can tarnish you too. You know what I mean, I respect people that already have a name before they get in a group, because then I think I'm using you to get notoriety. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
If I'm not the type of person, nobody knows me, and then now it's like I'm screaming this instead of pushing myself, then that's me. I'm just in it for the clout. But if you like everybody said, you got to bring something to the table. You have to bring your own, if you're doing or working on your own self, because at the end of the day, everybody got lives. It's a life.
That's
Right?
a fact.
We have a life other than battle rap. So everybody ain't gonna make it to your events all the time and support you all the time like they should, because they have their own life outside of battle rap.
That's a
But
fact.
it also plays a part in that too, because it can really make a dilemma into the group. Like, okay, nobody's supporting me, nobody's coming out. I'm always coming out for them, supporting them, and then when it's time for me to go up, it feel like they always got something to do. So then it's like what it's like 50-50. You have to have a good mindset in the brain to be in a group.
Yeah, everything got to be in perspective, definitely. Because I mean, that's truly on the flip side. Yeah, if I'm at all your cards and you're not at mine, yeah, I might feel away. But when perspective comes in, it's like, well, hold on. If if you taking three battles or so every now and then, I'm at all three, but I got like six, and you should make show up for the same three. It may feel a little different because it's all perspective. And like you said, people got lives outside of battle rap, which may interfere with that. But yeah, as far as that crew goes, yeah, everybody just got to be on the same page, and and I like what y'all do as far as bar heavy. Usually, anytime I'm at any event, it's at least one or two of y'all in the building. And like I said, y'all be all over the state, so that really does say things because it's not just like, hey, I mean, I'm rapping down the street. You want to pop out? Like, no, it actually, takes time and effort to show up at these events that you all go to. So that's definitely a dope look, not just for you, but for all the members in the crew. So yeah, that's definitely a good look for everybody. And I really respect what y'all do. Of course, y'all know the GOAT is in y'all group. That's my cousin. I'm forever biased to that, but
That's a fact. That's a fact.
that's a
So,
shout out of Death Dealer, man. But now, just even outside of the biasness, man, probably like we talking just local battlers, man. If I pick my top 10, just period, man, three or four of y'all in there. So that's just speaking to the talent level that you all got, man. So just respect to that, man. And y'all are definitely moving the right way. Let me ask you this though: as a battle crew, do you all leverage yourselves? Like, let's say, yo, Prom, we want you on the card. Do you then say, hey, I want so and so on the card with me? Do you all do that, or is it just one of those? Everybody, is it more like, I don't want to say the mob, but or is it more like independent contractors? Like, yo, we all together, but like we all do our own thing, or is it like if you take me, you got to take him too? What would you say is more like the dynamic in the group?
It's definitely when one shine, we all shine, you know. So with that being said, in order to get me, you have to negotiate another person outside of the group, because at the same time, I don't want to just stand out. That's when, like I said, controversies come. Okay, well, Prime got more battles than you, so that means he was the forerunner bar heavy. No. So
Yeah,
when
that's
you
a fact.
see us, we all gonna be, it's either get two or three of us, or you don't get none of us.
That's a fact. Yeah, I usually see at least one or two members on the card. Usually, if I had to group y'all, I usually see UW Kid somewhere. Then my cousin go do his own thing. Kool-Aid is fire. Shout out to Kool-Aid. He get his own shout out. But Kool-Aid do his own thing. I know Lotto do his own thing. And a guy like I know he's always somewhere else. It's like you Kid and Dub. That's like the big three for what y'all doing, and then everybody else is it's dangerous to stay away from them. Just stay. They doing whatever they want, but stay away from them in their own right. So that's what I got with Bar Heavy. Shout out to them. Let me ask you this. This is directed to you as well as just a general question.
Thanks.
Battlers getting paid, because I know you mentioned before you ready to get paid. I feel like you put some work in, but what I always say is I never tell a man what he worth. I can only tell you what I'm willing to pay for you. So
Mm,
if somebody was ready to book Prime and somebody was like, all right, I'll pay you, but tell me why. What would be your reasoning to why you deserve to get paid?
oh man, Why not? First and foremost, my name is a household name now. I come with a lot of promo. I'm like one of the top. If we doing the top 5 promos locally, you have to put me in it. I come with my own merch. I got my own slogan, and I'm coming 100% every time. I'm gonna please the crowd one way or another every time. So it just I got everything that a top tier or a person that's getting top tier money has at a rate that I'm moving in. So why not?
That's a fact. That's a fact. No, that's respect to that. Let me ask you this though. As somebody like me personally, I've been thinking about throwing an event, and in my event, I want everybody to get paid. Do you think it's fair? Because at the end of the day, a name, yeah, you got a name, that's awesome. You do great promo, that's awesome as well. But at the end of the day, if we talk in business, it all starts and ends at who did you bring? How many people are you bringing in that door that weren't already coming? Because you could be an excellent promoter, but if they were already going to show up, does it really matter that you're good at promoting? So if let's say a league wanted to book you and they said, "Hey, Prime, this is what we'll do. At the door, everybody who says they showed up for you, we giving you 50% off that ticket," which means, hey, if 500 people came through this door for you, you getting 50% of every single ticket of that person. On the flip side, though, if nobody came through this door and said they showed up for Prime, that's what you walk away with. Do you believe your name is strong enough and your brand is strong enough that you would take that deal?
Definitely, I would take it. I
That's
definitely would take it. I definitely would take it.
oh
I
then let,
just,
oh go
I,
ahead.
I just, I just sometimes I just don't do that because at the same time because everybody has battle rap fans and
Hmm.
there's people that don't deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because they not gonna go for, oh, you pushing my mans, you bumping my mans. I just trying to keep everything cordial and professional. But if we gonna do that, then of course I can pack out a show. But what do you want? Your value at $1, or and people respecting your respecting the event, or you just want me to pack it out and then now you got to pay for damage if things get out of hand.
That's a fact. And I guess that would be more on the promoter, what they would decide to do um, as far as that goes. But yeah, definitely that question gets asked because at the end of the day, whether we talking battle rap, whether we just talking business, life is based off of leverage.
Facts.
If I know what I bring to the table and I prove it with my worth, conversations end then because I see a lot of battlers, not just you, of course, but a lot of people are just like, hey man, I deserve to get paid for my talent. And the difference is you may be talented, but talent doesn't always equal the money. So the easiest way, if somebody tells you, hey, well, how do I know you worth it? Well, if you just give me one event and I just show you how many people I brought in here, I just showed you that I'm worth it. I just always That's always just been a question as far as how battlers, when do they determine? Because a lot of battlers, man, been doing this forever, still battling for free, can't even get the travel paid for, just still on their own dime. So sooner or later, that does have to translate into something. So my question was, well, how? And yeah, that's a fair way to just assess that. And then that's up to the promoter. Like, yo, like you said, either I can pack it out and it can go one way or the other, and I can guarantee myself a higher bag, or I might just have a flat fee, whatever that may be. You could pay that, and you could do what you please, as far as however you want to proceed from there. But that's definitely a good question as far as value goes, and yeah, I think that's fair. If you can bring the numbers, if they following you, then you should be getting paid for that. Because if this event would have had 10 people, 20 people without me, and now this thing got 60 people in here, don't tell me just do it for the love, because you're not doing it for the love. If the promoter's
Mm,
walking away with the money, I need to be walking away with the money. Now, don't get me wrong, there's profit margins and everything. So I'm not saying, if you paid all the overhead costs and it cost $500 or whatever to run this event, I don't expect you to pay me 500. You should pay something though that's adequate to my value, because you wouldn't have made that 500 had I not been there. So that's why it's important. That's why I asked that question as far as value, because if you're bringing people, then yeah, that needs to happen. Something has to translate eventually. Um, as far as your next battles, man, what you got scheduled, what you want to shout out, just what's going on in the life of Prime that people should know, man, after listening to what's going on and hearing your backstory.
We all know that if I don't know, July 4th, I got Smooth the Jug, man. Right after that, July 31st, I'm in Providence. My first debut out there.
Oh, you making a run like we just said, boy. You all the
Yeah,
way making runs everywhere right now. That's dope.
I'm in the Doghouse. Shout out to the Doghouse, matter of fact. And then August, I'm gonna be on Creole Battle League. We be in Louisiana, and
That's dope.
so
So
can't disclose who the opponent is.
D-Mark got that.
yeah, when the time is right, it'll line up those events. All those will come out. That's the reason why y'all should follow them so you don't miss those battles. Other than that, you already shout out your social media. You're welcome to do it again if you want. Definitely, man. You gave I appreciate your honesty in this, man. You gave a lot of dope answers, man. And this was definitely a very good interview, man. I think people will get to know you a lot better off of this. And I definitely think you'll gain some new fans off of it, just the pure honesty you provided. Like I said, Talk to Me Nice podcast, LRW3. Prime Time, appreciate all your time. Appreciate you, especially through the technical difficulties to even do the interview. Appreciate you hanging in there with me, man. And this was one of my favorite interviews I've done. So always a pleasure, man. Like I said, anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Oh man, yeah, like I said, big shout out to Lotto Lit, man. He got married yesterday, man. Shout out to him. Congratulations to the sis. Other than that, man, thanks for having me, man. It's a nice podcast, man. And everybody, we should be tuned in on this stuff, man. Thanks for having me.
That's a fact always. Like you say, when you rap good, you feel good. What does it say one more time for the people, man? Sign us out with it, man.
It's when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, rap good. You gotta remember that. It's Prime Time.
There we go. Talk to Me Nice podcast.